There's a kind of silence most men miss. Not the silence of an empty room, but the silence between moments, between her glance and the way she looks away just a second too late, between the brush of her hand and the space she doesn't reclaim. These moments don't speak loudly, but they speak truly. A man living in noise, of his thoughts, his ego, his need for validation, he won't hear them. He'll be too busy chasing meaning to notice what's quietly being offered. But the man who has trained himself in stillness, in restraint, in presence, he feels it. Not because he's hunting for signals, but because he's at peace enough to perceive them. You see, attraction doesn't arrive dressed in certainty. It whispers, it tests, and often it's not what she says that reveals desire, but what she allows to remain unsaid. It's in her nearness, in her choice to linger, in the way her energy folds inward when you walk into the room. This isn't about tactics. It's not about seduction in the way the world sells it. This is about awareness, discipline. A man who stands still while others fumble to impress. A man who doesn't need her attention and yet receives it, because he carries himself as if nothing is missing. The Stoics knew this long before dating coaches and algorithms. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." And it's from that retreat, that calm center, that true attraction becomes visible. This is the difference. Most men seek signals to validate their worth, but the Stoic man, he doesn't seek. He simply observes. He understands that attraction is not about proving yourself, but about being yourself, fully, without demand, without expectation, without the need to force connection. So before we dive into the signs, understand this. The strongest desire doesn't need to shout. It waits to be recognized. And only the man with eyes unclouded by ego can truly see it. This isn't just about women. This is about presence, power, and the quiet kind of confidence that makes her look at you twice without knowing why. Let's begin. The 5 signals, noticed only by the still mind. Signals 1 to she, initiates touch, a test of your stillness, not your reaction. It always starts small. A light touch on your forearm, brushing lint from your jacket, the subtle excuse to enter your space. Most men immediately react. They lean in, they take it as permission. But a Stoic man does not flinch toward approval. He registers the moment, holds his center, and lets her intention speak without demanding a reply. When a woman touches you, especially in repeated, casual ways, she is not just showing comfort, she is testing containment. Can you feel her closeness without the need to act on it? Can you hold your desire like a man holds a sword, firm, disciplined, ready but not reckless? If you slightly pull away and she closes that gap again, that's not by accident, that's a sign. But still, remain calm. Presence is more powerful than pursuit. Signals 2, she holds your gaze and hopes you won't look away. First, eye contact, real eye contact, is no longer common in our distracted world. But when a woman looks into your eyes and lets the silence stretch, she is asking a question that words cannot form. Can I trust you to stay? Most men avert their eyes, flattered or afraid, but the Stoic man meets her gaze with warmth, not as a challenge, not as dominance, but as a mirror, a silent message. I see you, and I do not waver. That 1 extra second she holds your eyes, it's a window. She is not just seeing you, she is offering herself to be seen. And when you meet her there, without flinching or fantasizing, something ancient awakens between you both. Signals 3, she laughs at your worst jokes, and it has nothing to do with humor. If a woman finds you funny when you know you're not, it's not the punchline she's reacting to, it's you. Laughter is often used to dissolve tension, but in this context, it's a kind of offering, an invitation to lower your guard. She's saying, I feel safe. I enjoy how I feel around you. Her laughter is a form of alignment, not entertainment. The Stoic doesn't gloat. He doesn't mistake this for charm or performance. He understands that what she's drawn to is his energy, his steadiness, his lack of need to impress. In a world where so many men bend themselves into clowns for attention, a man who simply holds space becomes the most magnetic presence in the room. Signals 4. She mirrors your movements without knowing why. You lean back, she leans back. You cross your arms, she does too. This isn't mimicry, it's resonance. Her body is aligning itself with yours, unconsciously syncing up like two instruments tuning to the same frequency. Mirroring is a deep biological signal of rapport, and it cannot be faked. But most men never notice it. They're too busy focusing on words, on outcomes, on performance. The Stoic notices, not because he's trying to game the system, but because he is fully there, in his body, in his breath, in the moment. Want to test it? Change your posture slightly. If she follows, even subtly, understand this. Connection is already happening beneath the surface. Signals 5. She creates space and waits to see what you'll do with it. The most overlooked signal is also the most powerful. She finds reasons to be alone with you. Maybe it's helping clean up after an event. Maybe it's a casual suggestion to walk somewhere together. Maybe she lingers after everyone else has left. These moments are not random. She's removed distractions. She's made room for you. What you do next reveals who you are. Do you rush in with need, or do you meet the moment with grounded presence? The Stoic man recognizes this as sacred ground, not a stage. He does not pounce. He honors the silence. He lets the intimacy rise naturally, like fire from embers. Because in this space, she's not just seeking pleasure. She's watching to see if you are a man who can hold her energy, her emotions, her vulnerability, without crumbling under the weight of it. These signals are not puzzles to be solved. They are invitations to deepen awareness. Most men miss them because they are chasing confirmation. But the man who is rooted in himself, quiet, steady, unshaken, he sees without looking, he feels without needing, and in doing so, he becomes the kind of man a woman doesn't just desire, but respects. Reflection. Beyond attraction, into alignment. Attraction, in its rawest form, is easy. A glance, a smile, a flicker of desire. It comes and goes like wind across water, stirring but fleeting. But alignment is something deeper. It's not about a woman wanting you. It's about both of you resonating at the same frequency, without force, without pretense. And this is where most men get lost. They chase attraction as if it's a prize to be earned. They search for signals, read body language like fortune tellers, and measure their worth by whether she smiles, lingers, or touches. But a Stoic man sees through this illusion. He knows that if attraction is all you're seeking, you'll always be one step away from anxiety, from doubt, from insecurity. Because if her attention defines you, her absence will destroy you. The deeper truth is this. A woman may desire you, but if you are not aligned with who you are, it will never last. Alignment begins when you stop performing and start being, when your words match your energy, when your stillness speaks louder than charm, when your presence doesn't ask to be accepted, it simply is. There's something undeniably magnetic about a man who no longer needs to prove himself. Not because he's given up, but because he's come home to himself. He knows what he values. He knows what he won't compromise. He can stand in a room full of people and say very little, but everyone feels him. That is the essence of Stoicism, not the suppression of desire, but the mastery of it, not the denial of connection, but the ability to walk away from any situation that costs him his integrity. And here's the paradox most men never understand. The moment you stop needing to be desired, you become infinitely more desirable. Because women, especially those who are conscious and self-aware, are drawn not to noise, but to stillness. They crave a man whose inner world is not easily shaken, a man who can hold her storm without becoming a storm himself. This is what alignment feels like. It's not fireworks, it's not drama, it's the quiet certainty when two energies meet, and neither one needs to dominate. It's the kind of connection that makes her laugh in your silence, trust you with her chaos, and respect you even when no words are spoken. So when she touches your arm, meets your gaze, laughs too easily at your jokes, or lingers when everyone else has gone, it's not about conquest, it's about invitation, an opening, a moment. Then the real question isn't, does she want you? It's, are you a man who with calm certainty can carry that moment with grace, clarity and respect? If you are, then you're not chasing attraction anymore. You've become the kind of man who doesn't just create connection, he creates alignment. In a world obsessed with noise, likes, replies, performances, there is rare power in stillness. A woman may notice your charm, admire your humor, enjoy your presence, but what truly captivates her is the man who doesn't flinch. The man who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't mold himself for approval. He simply is. Grounded, calm, fully present. You've seen the signs, the subtle cues of attraction, but the real lesson isn't just about reading women, it's about reading yourself. About becoming the kind of man who no longer needs to be chosen to know his worth, a man who can sense desire but not be ruled by it, who can walk away from what is not aligned and welcome what flows without force. That is the Stoic way, not the absence of feeling but the mastery of it, not the rejection of connection but the elevation of it to something deeper, something anchored in self-respect and awareness. When you live by this code, you won't just attract women, you'll attract peace, purpose, and presence. So carry this with you, not as a tactic, but as a standard. Be the man whose silence speaks volumes, whose calm draws attention without ever asking for it. And if you found meaning in this, subscribe to Ultimate Stoicism, not because you need more noise, but because this is a space for men who are done performing and ready to live with purpose. Stay grounded, stay aware, and remember, power isn't loud, it's quiet, watchful, and immovable. Like you.